When life shuts something down, a relationship ends, a job disappears, an opportunity evaporates. It feels like a rejection. It feels like you failed. But in the architecture of the spirit, there are no accidents. That door didn't slam shut to keep you out. It slammed shut to wake you up. It is not rejection. It is initiation. We have to stop looking at the closed door and start looking at why it closed. There is a truth you need to hear right now. Some doors don't just close, they seal. They are hermetically sealed by the universe because you were never meant to walk back through them. When this happens, your mind calls it loss. Your ego calls it failure. But your soul calls it protection. What if that huge no you just received was actually the universe whispering, "Come back home"? What if the path was blocked because the path was too small for who you are becoming? You are not being punished. You are being redirected toward your highest timeline. By the end of this video, you won't just learn how to cope with closed doors. You will learn how to interpret them. We are going to turn that rejection into a spiritual upgrade. Let's reframe what is actually happening. When a door slams in your face, it isn't an accident. It is a physics equation. Everything in this universe operates on frequency. People, jobs, cities, they all have a specific energetic signature, and so do you. When you evolve, when you do the inner work, when your spirit matures, your frequency rises. And here is the hard truth. You cannot vibrate at a new level and keep your old life exactly the same. When that relationship ended or that job fired you, it wasn't a punishment for what you did wrong. It was a reaction to who you are becoming. This creates a conflict inside you. The ego looks at the closed door and screams, "I am not enough, I am rejected, I am unsafe." The ego is obsessed with the familiar, even if the familiar is toxic. But the soul speaks a different language. The soul looks at that same closed door and whispers, "Course correction." The soul knows that a timeline has just collapsed because it no longer matches your resonance. That version of your life had to dissolve so the real one could begin. We are always asking the universe for signs. We ask for angel numbers, for synchronicities, for green lights, but we forget the most powerful sign of all. The universe doesn't always guide with green lights. Sometimes it guides with walls. Sometimes the only way to get you to turn onto your true path is to block the false path so completely that you have no choice but to change direction. That wall isn't there to stop you. It's there to turn you. Be honest with yourself. How much energy have you spent trying to pry that door back open? How many texts have you sent? How many times have you replayed the scenario, looking for a loophole? This is the ego in survival mode. The ego believes that if it just pushes harder, if it forces the outcome, it can regain safety. But forcing is always fear-based. Notice how forcing feels in your body. It is tight, it is anxious, it is exhausting. That is not the frequency of destiny. That is the frequency of desperation. We have to learn the difference between control and alignment. Control feels safe because it offers the illusion that you are the one driving. But control is just fear wearing a costume. It is you saying, "I don't trust the universe, so I will do this myself." Alignment requires something much braver. Alignment requires you to trust that if something is leaving your life, it is because its season has expired. You cannot keep fruit fresh once it has started to rot. You cannot keep a connection alive once the spirit has left the building. There is a spiritual law you need to understand. The door closes when the lesson is complete. You are trying to stay in the classroom after the bell has rung. That relationship? It taught you what you needed to know about self-worth. That job? It taught you what you needed to know about your skill set. The pain you feel isn't because the universe is cruel. The pain comes because you are trying to repeat a grade you have already graduated from. Stop banging on the door. It's locked for your own good. You have graduated. Let's talk about why you are so tired. You aren't exhausted because of the breakup. You aren't exhausted because of the layoff. You are exhausted because you are at war with reality. There is a formula I want you to memorize. Pain, resistance equals suffering. Pain is inevitable. When you lose something you love, it hurts. That is the cost of being human. But suffering? Suffering is optional. Suffering is the gap between what is happening and what you think should be happening. Every time you say, "This shouldn't be happening," you are arguing with the universe. And that is a fight you will lose 100% of the time. Think of resistance like a tug of war. You are pulling on the rope with all your might, trying to drag the past back into the present. Your hands are bleeding. You think holding on makes you strong, but your power doesn't come from pulling. Your power returns the moment you drop the rope. When you stop fighting reality, you stop leaking energy. You suddenly have all that power available again, not to fix the past, but to build the future. We have been taught that surrender means weakness. That is the ego's definition. Here is the spiritual definition. Surrender isn't giving up. Surrender is giving your life back to your life. It is acknowledging that the current is stronger than your arms. It is trusting that the river knows where the ocean is better than you do. When you finally let go, you aren't drowning. You're being carried. Remember at the beginning, I said the universe isn't rejecting you, it's calling you home. Let's define what home actually is. Home is not a place. Home is not a person you sleep next to. Home is not a job title. Home is a frequency. Home is the return to the present moment. It is the return to your intuition. It is the return to your values, the ones you compromise just to keep that door open. When you are aligned with your soul, you are at home anywhere. When you are disconnected from your soul, you are homeless even in a mansion. This is the painful part of awakening. Closed doors are designed to strip you of your illusions. When that relationship ended, or that opportunity vanished, it didn't just take away a future, it took away your mask. You were likely performing in that situation. You were shrinking to fit the room. You were dancing for approval. The universe saw you exhausting yourself trying to be someone you aren't, and it said, enough. The universe closed the door on your performance so that it could open a door for your authenticity. It is not a loss, it is an excavation. You are being returned to the raw, naked truth of who you are. And that version of you, the real you, that version doesn't need to beg for entry. That version is the key. We have talked about the theory. Now, we apply the practice. I call this the closed door ritual. It has 5 steps. Step 1, the pause. When the panic hits, your body wants to run. I want you to freeze. Place your hand on your chest. Feel the warmth of your own palm. Take a breath deep into your belly. Hold it, and exhale. Speak this to your nervous system. I release my need to force. Step 2, name what you are feeling. Is it grief? Is it rage? Is it deep embarrassment? Acknowledge the emotion, but create space between you and it. Say this out loud. I can feel this anger without becoming this anger. You are the sky. The emotion is just the weather passing through. Step 3, ask the sacred question. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I want you to ask the void one of these 3 questions. Question 1, what is this protecting me from? Question 2, what part of me was trying to earn love through this situation? And the deepest one, what is being asked to die right now so that something true can be born? Step 4, extract the lesson. Distill this entire painful experience into one sentence. This door closed because I was settling, sleeping. Once you write that sentence, the karma of the situation is cleared. Step 5, one aligned action. Today I choose the smallest action that honors my soul. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water. Maybe it's blocking that number. Maybe it's taking a salt bath to wash the energy off you. Do one thing that says to the universe, I am moving forward. So, where does this leave you? It leaves you in the quiet space between the loud slam of the past and the opening of the future. In alchemy, we call this the threshold. The mind hates the threshold. The mind calls it being stuck. But the spirit knows better. You are not stuck. You are being rerouted. The signal was lost on the old path. The destination has been updated. You have to trust the intelligence of the closure. If it were left up to your ego, you would have stayed there forever. The universe closes doors the ego would keep reopening. The universe loves you too much to let you settle for a life that you have outgrown. So if you are grieving, grieve. But do not confuse grief with regret, because there is a law of spiritual sovereignty you must never forget. If it requires you to betray yourself to keep it, it was never your door. It was a cage. And now? Now you are free. I want to hear from you. We are building a community of people who are waking up. Down in the comments, answer this. What door recently closed in your life? And what truth did it reveal? Your testimony might be the exact medicine someone else needs to read right now. And if you are ready to stop fighting the past, claim it. Type this affirmation below. I receive the redirect. Let that be your signal to the universe that you are open for business on the new timeline. If you are currently navigating a season of endings, subscribe to the channel. Here, we turn endings into elevation. I'll leave you with this one final thought. What leaves you might just be making space for what finally sees you. Welcome home. Until next time, Universal Consciousness signing out.